You know what absolutely grinds my gears? When WWE gives us pure gold on NXT and the so-called wrestling experts on social media act like nothing happened. This week's episode on the 18th of November was packed with moments that should be trending worldwide, but instead, everyone's too busy arguing about the same tired debates. Well, not today. We're breaking down the top 10 moments from this week's NXT, and I guarantee by the end of this video, you'll be questioning why this brand doesn't get the respect it deserves. And if you disagree with even one entry on this list, I want you in the comments right now defending your position. Let's get into it. Number 10, the women's division continues to dominate. Starting off at number 10, we witnessed yet another display of why NXT's women's division is the backbone of this brand. The athleticism, the storytelling, the raw intensity, it's everything the main roster wishes it could consistently deliver. What we saw this week wasn't just a match, it was a statement. These women are out here working stiffer than most of the men on the roster, taking risks that would make veterans nervous, and they are doing it week after week without the mainstream recognition they deserve. The chemistry in that ring was undeniable, and the near falls had the crowd on their feet. But here's what really frustrates me, this level of performance should be headlining premium live events, not just getting a single segment on a Tuesday night show. The dedication these athletes show is unmatched, and it's criminal that we're not seeing this highlighted more in WWE's broader narrative. Number 9, a veteran returns with unfinished business. At number 9, we got a return that nobody saw coming, and it immediately shifted the entire landscape of NXT. When that music hit, the place erupted. This isn't just about nostalgia, this is about a competitor who left with unfinished business and is back to reclaim what was taken from them. The look in their eyes told you everything you needed to know. Someone's reign is about to be challenged, and it's going to get ugly. What I love about this return is the legitimacy it brings. We're not talking about a part-timer showing up for a quick payday. This is someone who built their legacy in NXT and watched from the outside as others received opportunities they fought for. The anger, the hunger, the desperation to prove they still belong, it was written all over their face. Mark my words, this storyline is going to produce some of the best matches we'll see for the rest of 2025. Quick question for you, who do you think should be this returning star's first major opponent? Drop your answers below. Number 8, tag team excellence on full display. Number 8 takes us to the tag team division, which continues to be one of NXT's most underrated assets. This week's tag team action wasn't just good, it was a masterclass in teamwork, timing, and storytelling. Too many people forget that tag team wrestling is an art form, and what we witnessed was two teams who clearly understand that concept. The double team maneuvers were crisp, the quick tags kept the pace electric, and the finish came out of nowhere in the best possible way. What separates NXT's tag division from others is the investment in actual teams, not just two singles wrestlers thrown together because creative has nothing for them. These partnerships have history, chemistry, and a genuine desire to elevate the division. Number 7, mic work that would make The Rock proud. Coming in at number 7, we got a promo that reminded everyone why character work matters just as much as in-ring ability. The superstar on the microphone this week delivered career-defining words that cut deeper than any finishing move could. This wasn't scripted corporate speak, this was raw, emotional, and real. The crowd hung on every word, and you could hear a pin drop during the most intense moments. What made this promo special was the vulnerability mixed with aggression. We saw someone bare their soul while simultaneously issuing a challenge that cannot be ignored. In an era where promos often feel overproduced and sanitized, this was a breath of fresh air that proved when you give talented performers the freedom to speak their truth, magic happens. The call out at the end has set up what could be one of the most personal feuds of the year, and I cannot wait to see where this goes. Number 6, a shocking betrayal splits our alliance. At number 6, friendships were shattered in the most brutal way possible. We all saw it building, but when it finally happened, it still hit like a freight train. The betrayal this week wasn't just a turn for the sake of a turn, it was motivated, earned, and absolutely devastating. What WWE has done brilliantly here is plant seeds over weeks and months. The subtle signs were there if you were paying attention, the hesitations, the glances, the moments of frustration. And when the attack finally came, it was vicious and unforgiving. The victim didn't just get beaten down, they got destroyed by someone they trusted implicitly. This is the kind of storytelling that creates legitimate heat, not the manufactured controversy we sometimes get. The emotional investment from the audience was palpable, and social media exploded in real time. This betrayal has created a feud that will be personal, violent, and absolutely must-see television for the foreseeable future. Here's a question: do you think the betrayer was justified in their actions, or was this purely selfish? I need to know where you all stand on this. Number 5, championship implications get more complicated. Number 5 involves the championship picture becoming even murkier than before. We had multiple contenders colliding, alliances forming and breaking, and by the end of the segment, nobody knows who's actually next in line for a title shot. And honestly, that's brilliant booking. The chaos this week created genuine unpredictability. Instead of a straight line to the championship, we now have multiple legitimate challengers who all have credible claims. The confrontation between these competitors was intense, physical, and left us with more questions than answers. The champion has to be watching their back from every angle now, and that pressure creates compelling television. What I appreciate most is that every person involved in this segment has a valid argument for why they deserve the opportunity. Nobody feels shoehorned in. Everyone has earned their spot through weeks of strong performances. This is how you build a division, by making every competitor feel important and dangerous. Number 4, high-flying insanity that defied physics. At number 4, we witnessed athleticism that shouldn't be humanly possible. The high-flying sequence this week was absolutely bonkers, featuring moves that had the entire arena gasping in disbelief. We're talking about athletes launching themselves through the air with precision and fearlessness that would make daredevils nervous. What separated this from just being a spot fest was the storytelling within the action. Every high-risk move was motivated by desperation, by the need to prove something, by the drive to win at any cost. The progression built beautifully, starting with standard moves and escalating to increasingly dangerous maneuvers until we reached a climax that had everyone on their feet. The standing ovation was well-deserved, and the replay doesn't do justice to how breathtaking it was live. This is why NXT continues to be the proving ground for innovation in WWE, because the talent is willing to push boundaries and redefine what's possible. Number 3, a debut that changes everything. The bronze medal position goes to a debut that nobody saw coming and everybody will be talking about for weeks. When this superstar appeared, the internet broke. This isn't someone fresh out of the performance center, this is an established name with a reputation that precedes them, and their arrival in NXT signals that big things are coming. The statement made in their debut was loud and clear: they are not here to wait in line or pay dues. They are here to take over, and anyone in their path better prepare for war. The intensity in their eyes, the confidence in their movements, the aura they brought to the ring, it was all championship material from second one. What makes this debut especially significant is the timing. NXT is entering a new era, and this signing shows that WWE is serious about keeping this brand competitive and exciting. The matchup possibilities are endless, and I'm already salivating thinking about the dream matches this creates. Number 2, the main event delivered beyond expectations. At number 2, we have to talk about the main event that exceeded every expectation. This match was given time to breathe, and boy did these competitors use every second. The storytelling was immaculate, the psychology was on point, and the near falls had everyone believing we could see a new champion crowned. What impressed me most was the pacing. Too many matches today rush through big spots without letting moments breathe. This main event understood that silence and anticipation are just as important as action. When the big moves came, they meant something because the foundation had been properly built. The post-match angle set up even more intrigue, leaving us desperate for next week's episode. This is how you send people home happy while simultaneously making them hungry for more. Number 1, the moment that nobody will stop talking about. And finally, at number 1, the moment that defined this entire episode and will be replayed for years to come. I won't spoil it completely for those who haven't watched yet, but let me just say, if you think you've seen everything in wrestling, this week proved you haven't. The shock factor was off the charts, the execution was perfect, and the implications are massive for NXT's immediate future. This wasn't just a great moment, this was a historic moment that shifts the entire trajectory of multiple storylines. Social media is still recovering, and the debates about what this means are raging everywhere. This is why we watch NXT. This is why this brand continues to be essential viewing for any true wrestling fan. So there you have it, the top 10 moments from this week's NXT. Now it's your turn. What did I get wrong? What should have been number 1? Drop your rankings in the comments, smash that like button, and subscribe because we're breaking down every episode. Wrestling Zone 1 out.